Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video lesson, we're going to go over a buy or DIY burnt umber. Now, burnt umber is one of those pigments that it's nice to have, but you don't need it in a limited palette because it's easy enough to make up. I have a set formula how I make it up, but the video would be like 2 minutes long. So I would give you some other options. Oh, guess who's here? In case you didn't have the same paints that I do. So what I have is I'm using the Decor Tradition. So I've got the burnt umber to compare to. I've got burnt sienna, phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, permanent alizarin crimson, naphthol red light, Payne orange, hence yellow medium, and then I've got opaque white for the values. Oh, stop. So let's get some. She's gonna bite my foot eventually because she's hungry. Let's get some burnt umber down here. I just hope she doesn't jump on my table. Okay, so burnt umber and then some white, just so we can see the true underlying color. So we have to remember that burnt umber is a single pigment. It's PBR7. So we're going to be taking 2 or more pigments to try to make up to something this. We're not going to make it up exactly. It doesn't exist because you're making something up that's from a single pigment. The other thing to consider is that it's opaque. Well, semi-transparent, 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 transparent, and semi-transparent. We won't be able to make it opaque. So we have to keep that in mind. An easy way, just take burnt sienna, add black. But we don't want to do that. Okay. My go-to method is taking 2 parts burnt sienna and 1 part ultramarine blue. That's my go-to. But again, we don't end up with an opaque mixture. Again, these are very hard to see because they're dark, so you can do your add white on the palette before putting it on your chart. I want to live dangerously. Oh, that's not bad. Add a bit more white to try to match the value. So it's a little bit more intense. Let me see if I can add a bit more white to that. It's not as gray. There we go. Let me add another layer on this one. Yeah, so the ultramarine blue, it's really, and ultramarine blue. Burnt umber is one of those colors I don't like it with white, but that's not too bad. You can see this is a lot more gray. So this has got the red in it from here, but still, for me, that's fine. That's fine. So because burnt sienna is a red-orange and ultramarine blue is a blue that leans towards violet, there's more red in that naturally. What if we took burnt sienna with phthalo blue? So it's the same mixture, but we're using phthalo blue instead, which leans towards, blue leans towards green. Green is opposite to red. We're gonna have, now I put 2 BS, 1 phthalo blue. It's gonna be a lot less than 1 because phthalo blue is like super duper powerful. I'm gonna start off with a speck, which looks like all we needed. Which looks like all we needed. But you see the true underlying color. That's a little bit too much on the blue side. But at face value, it's fine. Not quite red. So this is a bit too red. This is not enough red. So it's this, then this. Okay, so but then we could turn around, we can add a little bit of red to this. That's going pretty far with the color mixes. Let's just move over to the next one. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a mix. I'm going to make a Payne's Gray. A Payne's Gray is taking this same mixture, but it's 2 parts blue to 1 part burnt sienna. Let's make that first. So let's do it with ultramarine blue first, and then add a little bit of burnt sienna. So it's more on the blue side. Make something really, really dark. So we have that, and we're going to take, well, cut it right, really cut it in half. So to this mixture, now what we're going to do is we're going to take Naphtha Red Light and Hansa Yellow Medium. We're going to make an orange. And then bring blue into it. I don't know if this will work. No, it's too much orange. Too much orange. So I need to make more Payne's Gray. Actually, let me just take it from here. At face value, it works very well. Pop quiz number 1. Why am I using a lot of burnt sienna for these mixtures? I've got it in this one. I've got it in this one. I've got it in this one. We're going to use it in this one as well. So why am I using burnt sienna? Add some white. Nice. At face value, it's a nice match. But when you add the white, it's a bit brown. So looking at that, it's a little bit more on the orange side. So I'm going to go with a little bit more red. Oh, I think that's too much. There we go. A speck, that's all it needed. We're comparing it to this one now. This looks like it's got violet in it. You know that? That looks like it's got a little bit of violet in it. Did I mix that up wrong? Okay, so let's make up our Payne's Gray again. Now we're going to do Naphtha Red Light and Payne Orange. Ooh, too much red. Too much red. Oh my god. Let's get some more burnt sienna in there. Whoa. No, that did not. Well, no. At face value, it's no. Okay, that didn't work. That's because the Payne Orange is so intense. Way too much red in that. So what do? It's got too much red in that. We can go opposite. Add some blue. But the blue leans towards violet. And can we add some yellow? I want it to stick with the orange. Let's add a bit of yellow in there. Add more white. Balance out the Joe's feeding chaos. I can hear him downstairs. She won't stop meowing. This is my least favorite. That's my least favorite. So I'm going to put an X on that one. Then this one here is plus Hansa Yellow Medium. This one I'm not liking. That one. So this one we want to match to. Okay, I'm not liking that one. All right, so it was an experiment. Why did I write Payne Orange and Ultramarine Blue? I wrote that for a reason. Payne Orange and Ultramarine Blue. face value, it's nice. Add white, no. No, 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 no. No. We would need to neutralize that even more. I'm not going to worry about it, because it's not a mix I would have used anyways. But you can take an orange in your blue and then go from there how you would handle it. But what if it was Payne orange and Phthalo blue? Let's get a little bit more paint in there. That's way too dark, and there's not enough red in there. This is too orange. We're matching to that. Yeah, that's too orange. It needs a bit more red. So we just take a bit of red. But it's still too intense. It's not dull enough. Because we're trying to match to a dull mixture with bright colors. This is like we haven't done Chromatic Black yet, but it's going to be the exact same thing. We're taking black, and then which is achromatic, black without color, and then mixing it with colors. Same thing with Burnt Umber. We're taking a single dull pigment and then trying to make it with other colors, but their colors are bright to start off with. Let me do one more, and then we can talk about how we can neutralize that. So permanent alizarin crimson, let's try that one. Basically, I'm taking all the primary colors, but I'm working with not a naphtha red light, which is really orange. I'm going to use permanent alizarin crimson, which leans towards violet, which hopefully will neutralize some of the colors. Hopefully. Okay, we start off. Oh, I know better than this. Permanent alizarin crimson, way too strong. Start off with ultramarine blue and yellow, and then add your permanent alizarin crimson. That's too red. That's too red. Too red at face value. Yeah, I'd have to neutralize that a little bit more. So, okay, so let's take a little bit of... Oh, way too much. A little bit of phthalo blue. Maybe the blue was the wrong color. A little bit of white. No. No. That one's actually pretty close. Payne orange and phthalo blue. That one's actually pretty close. That's not too bad. It's got a little bit red. Too dull, too dull, too red, too red, too orange. Not bad. So, I'm liking this one. And I'm liking this one. So the ones that I like are obviously my original formula. And then the Payne orange and phthalo blue. So if we had the red and we want to dull that down, turn around and just make up a mix on the side to make green. And then add it to that. Because this is too red. We want to neutralize that. You neutralize red by adding green. You can also add black, but then, you know, you're kind of defeating the purpose. This one here is, this one here is too orange. Look on the color wheel. What's opposite the orange? A little bit of that to neutralize that, to see if you can bring it down a bit. Too yellow. This is too green. So, again, with this one here, is it worth buying or DIYing Burnt Umber? Myself, I use it the most for color theory. It's easy enough just making it yourself because Burnt Sienna and Ultramarine Blue are in my core color, my core palette. The Payne Orange and the Ultramarine Blue is nice, but it's really transparent. So remember that pop quiz question, why am I using Burnt Sienna for a lot of the mixes? It's your pop quiz. And I think I just gave you the answer. I use Burnt Sienna because it makes it more opaque. Burnt Umber is opaque. So in order to get something opaque, I'm using Burnt Sienna, which is more opaque. This mix is nice, but Payne Orange and Ultramarine Blue are semi-transparent. So you're not going to get the opacity. So what you would have to do then is add 2 or 3 layers of this color to get it more opaque. Does that make sense? And then the Payne Orange with the Phthalo Blue, which leans on the green side, I like this one too. I really like this one too. Again, it's going to be more semi-transparent. So it's up to you how you want to do your mix. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the colors that you have in your arsenal so far, do some experimenting. So do the chart the way I did it. Then I want you to put a check mark next to the mixes that's your favorite for Burnt Umber. Okay? So I'm pretending I'm the student. I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to go XXX on these ones because I don't like these ones. And this one is okay. Whoops. So I came up with 2 mixes that I really like as my Burnt Umber alternative. Okay, then I want you to post a picture in the community and tell me exactly what brand and how you made your mixes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you have to go to the description below, click the link to go to the community because you can't post pictures in YouTube, and go over there and post. Alrighty, so again, I just used 2 parts Burnt Sienna, 1 part on Ultramarine Blue for my mix. But for the darkness, I'm really liking the Payne Orange and Phthalo Blue. But those 2 colors, a Payne Orange is in my extended palette. I don't use it a lot. So if I had to work with my limited palette, I would go with Burnt Sienna and Ultramarine Blue. But ultimately, it's your choice how you want to make your alternative mix. So I'm looking forward to seeing your chart. So we have one more lesson for Burnt Umber, which is the Burnt Umber hue string. So until I see you in that lesson, stay inspired.